This is an assumptions question. The conclusion is that the sculpture is the work of Phidias. It is important to note that the two artists sometimes sculpted in very similar manner. The main reasoning behind this conclusion is that the stone used is a variety of marble commonly found in Athens and rarely found in Sicyon during the said period. So what is an assumption needed to reach this conclusion here? Who chose the stone is not very relevant. This is not an assumption made in the argument. That Polycletus is unlikely to have ever visited Athens is not an assumption needed to reach the conclusion. Remember, an assumption is something that strengthens the argument and must necessarily be true for the argument to hold. This answer choice is a marginal strengthening statement, but it is not something that must be true for the argument to hold, and therefore this does not qualify as a valid assumption. Answer choice B suggests that in certain cases no expert can confidently state who carved a sculpture, and therefore this answer choice, if anything, weakens and does not strengthen the argument. An assumption statement always strengthens the argument. Choice E says that the style is not specific to any region of Greece and both the sculptors in question are Greek, so answer choice E, if anything, would weaken the conclusion and therefore cannot be an assumption. Let's confirm answer choice C now. See, the argument states that the stone that the statue is carved out of is a variety of marble commonly found in Athens and only rarely found in Sicyon. And this information is the main reason for reaching this conclusion. We know that the sculpture was made up of such a stone, and answer choice C says that the stone of the sculpture was local to the region where the sculpture was carved. Imagine this answer choice definitely strengthens the conclusion here, and this is something that must be true for the argument to hold. The entire argument is that the sculpture was probably a work of Phidias because the stone was commonly found in Athens, and to suggest that the stone that the sculpture was made of was local to the region where the sculpture was carved strengthens the argument, and it is something that must be true for the argument to hold. Imagine if the stone was not local to the region where the sculpture was carved, then although the stone was local to Athens, it was carved elsewhere and the argument would be weakened. So answer choice C is something that strengthens the argument, and it is something that must be true for the argument to hold. C is a valid assumption statement.